Hello there everybody and welcome to yet another video and welcome to yet another review video. Oh yes, and today we are reviewing yet another installment in Titan Comics' Conan the Barbarian series. Wow, and if I didn't love the series enough by now, I do at this moment. I have to tell you, my dear friends, we are reviewing issue 25 and it's pretty special because what it is, it's a standalone story, kind of a one-shot thing, and I do appreciate it because instead, and that is what some of the comic book publishers do, instead of them publishing it as a standalone issue 1, and so that you buy the issue and you don't really know where to put it, you've got it in your box nicely divided from other comic books, and then you've got one random issue thrown in, and you just what to do with it? No, they made it a part of the series, and you just can add it to your collection in the series and enjoy an intermezzo. That's what I remember that comic book publishers used to do. They just did a series, they did stories, and then they threw in an issue that sometimes was a backlog issue. Sometimes they celebrated a certain event with it. But this, as it is stated in multiple sources, they have been working on it for a year. So this has been in preparation for quite some time. What is special about it is not only it is a standalone issue, quite obviously written once again by Jim Zub. Thank you, Jim Zub and Titan Comics, for providing me with an advanced PDF copy, but also it is beautifully illustrated by Alex Hawley, one of the best contemporary fantasy artists, painters. This entire comic book is beautifully painted with oil paintings, and I dare say if there is one single issue that deserves a deluxe edition being published in a hardcover, oversized hardcover, it is this one, with all those special features, which they are included at the end of this issue as well, all those sketches and works in progress and things like that. It's this one. I mean, this absolutely does deserve a special treatment, a deluxe treatment, not only because of its artwork, but also because it provided me with a little bit of a brainworm and brainstorming session, but I will get to that in a minute. I will not spoil the ending. I will not talk about the entire comic book because I want you to enjoy it for yourselves. But what has been revealed in the previews is that we are focusing on the older quote-unquote version of Conan the Barbarian. We know that throughout the years we have encountered Conan in many stages of his life and in his many professions, quote-unquote, Conan the warrior, Conan the thief, and also Conan the king. Then besides, of course, Conan the pirate, so on and so forth. King Conan, we're focusing on him right now. He has been a king for quite some time, but life has prepared a trial for him in the form of the Nomad, which is the subtitle of this particular issue. So there is this mysterious hooded character who roams the lands and travels from place to place, and nobody really can say anything specific about him because he doesn't stay anywhere for a long time, nor does he very often removes his hood, nor does he take much drink or food. He just roams and observes and listens. And he comes to the court of Conan, and he says that he brings a gift, a precious gift. But this gift cannot be given freely, only when he's able to spend 3 nights, I think, at the court of the king. And despite the reservations and dislikes of the entire Conan's court, Conan looks at him with his wise blue eye and says, yes. He says, yeah, so you can stay here. Specifically, he says, very well. Because he's curious. And he does not see any evil in this hooded character, who reveals himself to be very resemblant of the character from the movie Heavy Metal, if I remember correctly. I haven't seen it in a long time. And so he stays there and just observes, just looking, roaming, as he is used to. And the court is getting more and more nervous. And then, on the third night, a huge banquet, a feast is being thrown by Conan, upon which the stranger approaches and reveals himself to have powers that he had not revealed before. And so Conan is thrown into the time and sees his own past and his own fights and trials and tribulations, where he fought his first enemies, of which, like, looking at it, it reminds me of the many paintings of Frank Frazetta that I love and that I still need to get framed on my walls. And there we have the depiction of the Frost Giant, by the way. Man, listen, this particular page, firstly, it reminds me of a soon-to-come Mythic Legions action figure of a Frost Giant, or a Frost, kind of a giantish orc. But also, they use runes, runic letters. And if you've been following more of me for... And this is the brainstorming session that I was talking about. If you've been following me for quite some time, you know that I was an English literature and English philology major at university, and throughout the years I have written and published many a text on Old English literature and but also other Germanic literatures like Old Norse literature and so on and so forth. And I've also been interested in the practical use of runic letters, especially then in later literature. For example, the way Tolkien used runes in his works, in The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings. Not really interested in, like, the more magical aspect of runes that many people are focusing on today, and are really never mind, this is not about that. The important thing is that there is a rune that, I mean, each rune should mean something, a word by itself, but also it is possible to phonetically transcribe one rune. So that if I see a runic writing like this, the original Germanic peoples didn't write with runes, they inscribed them or stamped them for clearly and purely practical purposes, like sending short messages or like inscribing short like incantations, or signing their own names, or like stamping things on armor and weapons and things like that. But this inscription, or this writing, and I was researching it because there are multiple runic letter systems. So there's the Elder Futhark, there's the Younger Futhark, there's the Anglo-Saxon Futhark, so there are multiple of them. Then there are variations according to where they were used or found, in Denmark, Sweden, Norway, so on and so forth. And then of course, it depends on where you find the runic inscription, on what, by different archaeologists. Sometimes one rune was inscribed the other way around, sometimes it was the backwards, yada yada yada. It's the work of the archaeologist was tedious. But, like, more or less, you could kind of divide the different runic alphabets into three main, systems. And in each and every single one of them, the last letter here is ng, or ng. But the rest of the inscription here, or writing, says bastard. So it should be bastard, I think. But I wouldn't really use this particular rune, the last one, as the D rune. So I don't know what happened there. Of course, I mean, we are not talking about the primary, we are not talking about the near past here. Those circa 2000 to 1500 years in the past. We are talking about the Aquilonian age and so on and so forth. So yeah, I mean, it's fine. There is some creative freedom, obviously. So if it was deliberate, fine. And the other runic letters, or the other runic inscription here says, feed my axe. And the last word says A-K-S-E. And why like this? Well, because there was no rune for the letter X. So very often, if there was a need for the X sound, they just transcribed it as like this. So the other one I like, and the first one I just found a little thing that I had to ponder about, but that's just how this comic book is awesome. Because not only is it a nicely illustrated, or beautifully illustrated, very well written, as always with Jim Zub comic book, but also it's like provided me with excitement about something that I know a lot about, that I'm excited about, that I studied, and that just had fun thinking about for a little bit. So this is not only a good read, but it was also a great puzzle. And I'm not going to show you the best panels and the best pages of the comic book, because it would be a shame for you to see them in such a crappy video. You have to buy this comic book for yourselves. You will 100% enjoy it. Whether you are a Conan the Barbarian fan, or just a comic book fan, a fantasy fan, a sword and sorcery fan, I mean, just go and get it, man. Get this comic and read it. It's fantastic. Right, I shall say no more, only that I will 100% reread this particular issue at least a couple of more times after I finish this video. So let me know in the comments down below what you think. Are you looking forward to it? Are you going to get it? Let me know all about it. That will be all. Thank you very much for watching, and I'm out of here.